All right, baby dolls. I hope you got your fluffy socks on, ready for your friend Max. Love your friend Tommy stuff. Hilarious, hilarious. Soy Soylana. Soylana. Lots of good jokes in his content. Welcome back. Solo double header today. You are back for the facts, as UFO to go likes to say. Appreciate it, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. We're going to continue the conversation, except PulseChain. Instead of on PulseChain, devsplaining, we're going to go into PulseX and what we know about it and go over a lot of interesting material for it. So, hi to the chat before we get into this blazing, hopefully, very good conversation. I certainly hope so. I plan to make it average or above average at worst, hopefully. Godfather J6, appreciate you, man. Good to see you again. Crypto Military Vet, appreciate you and all that you do. Hamid, this reminded me of Somi too, when I saw all the hearts. Hilarious. Nice to see you, Hamid Durrani. Waiting for Sloth to wake up. Yeah, I was actually having trouble getting the material pulled up that I wanted to talk about. That's why I was a few minutes late today. Again, another short stream, shorter as in not 2 hours, not 1 hour, maybe 1 hour, less than 1 hour. Good to see you, Tone Star. Welcome. Me and Sloth did not have a baby, but it's an interesting thing to ponder. Very fun. Thanks for the imagery on that one. Hex Wrestler, nice. I like that. Nice man. It reminds me of the movie Kick-Ass. I'm just getting movie references today. There you go. Yeah, the Kick-Ass thing there. PulseX is we're gonna get to it. That's a great. Thank you for getting me started on that. Yes. So if you haven't been keeping up with everything Richard Hart says and tweets and does, then you may not have seen it, but he did talk about, and I referenced this. Let's see, I'm just going to share the screen. Reference this in my earlier video, as well as the tweet that I sent out to get us kick-started here. It says right here, unless he means something else by this, PulseX is deployed. So if you extrapolate from there, it means it's done, right? If it's deployed on testnet v3, again, I try to be very precise and accurate with my wording. I think it's done. I don't know why it would need any updates. It was running on the previous testnets. As far as Richard has said, it's not going to change to V3. It's going to be V2. That's what he said in different ways a few different times. He likes the fundamentals there. And then doing V3, forking to V3 at this point when PulseX's PulseChain is about to launch would cause another delay. I think the less delays, the better. It's actually better, I would think, to sell this as an upgrade later on. Like, hey, Richard says the fundamentals are there for PulseX using V2. So if they're not there later, or if it's a great marketing move to be like, guess what? A year or so after PulseChain launches, PulseX is getting an upgrade. Bullish news. Bam, bam, bam. So I think that could be a play as well in the playbook. What's up, Steven? Good to see you. So put whatever questions you got in the chat. I'm going to go through a ton of stuff. If you want to share the link, tag me on Twitter, put the stream out there. I'm going to go through a lot of content. PulseX focused. Again, here's the tweet from Richard. PulseX is deployed. I don't think we'll see many changes from there. I wanted to talk, and this is stuff I talked about earlier. Let me bring up a few tweets. So there's going to be a few pauses in the stream while I get the materials ready. Here's the tweet. And then I want to pull up another tweet from Richard. And this is from November last year, 4 months ago. PulseChain update. A and B teams are competing to release first. Development's going to find PulseX has been fine for a long time. So again, if we tie that back into PulseX is deployed, even 4 months ago in November, Richard said PulseX has been fine. Sounds done to me. I'm trying to think of how could it not be done. besides some tweaks, I don't know if he really needs much testing other than to fine tune some stuff running on the new fork. I don't expect much changes in PulseX. I think everything's focused on getting PulseChain done and PulseX. We haven't heard Richard say PulseX isn't working. We've only heard him say it is working, is deployed. Sounds good to me. Again, I'm very careful with I don't want to make I want to be the facts, right? RHMax for the facts thing. I want to be right a lot. So Amazon leadership principle: be right a lot. I think definitely want to show you guys the cool stuff and go through all the interesting things that we talked about. So again, I want to pull up. I've got a ton of references tonight, so we're going to be blazing through some stuff. So I thought this was interesting too. The Financer, this is comparing Hex, PulseChain, PulseX. I just thought this was fun to look at a good graphic. At the time, what Hex is. We'll pull up the Hex chart in a minute as well at some point and look at it. Over 80 cents right now. Beautiful, beautiful. Pretty cool stats on PulseChain. So sacrifice start July, end date, and then you get the days. So we can see the time between the two sacrifices. Of course, we can't see the prices yet until they come out. And then this is just good stuff. It talks about what is PulseX. And then this is recent stuff too, so I would think it's pretty accurate. And we'll go through a lot of the fundamentals in a moment too, because I want to talk about cryptographics in Crypto Vince's book, the crypto book they released, which has a ton of great content, and I use for a lot of references for a lot of things too. Let's bring up the comparisons. Although this is a pretty good one as well from Hex McKinsey. This was back late last year too. I love the comparisons. I'll have to save this and use it later too on PulseX. We have a lot of PulseChain comparisons, but on PulseX, how high can PulseX go? You got the Uni token. You got 1 inch sushi. I'm not sure what INJ is. Cake. SNX, is that synthetics or something? LRC, is that loop ring or something? Rune, I'm not sure what that one is. Average 51, basically 52,000%, 520x in 363 days. Folks, if you aren't bullish on the Richard Hart ecosystem, I can't help you. Cannot help you if you're not bullish on this type of stuff. Some other classic tweets, one from Crypto Coffee way back. This was back during the SAC time. Coffee says, yeah, I'm going to SAC for PulseX. No admin key, buy and burn, public function is amazing. Price increases directly proportional to usage of PulseX. Nobody owns this address. All I can do is buy at the price and never sell. No inflation. Very succinct. Very interesting. And then we talked about the 0.29% trading fee. Yeah, interesting question on this. Another classic from Coffee. Going to bring up a Jake Sharp tweet here. PulseX, and Jake's very bullish on PulseX. I think every time I've had him on the show, we talked about what he likes the best. He loves PulseX. He loves X, PulseChain, but he loves PulseX. PulseX buy and burn. This is on testnet on the V2B. My assumption is it's in August of 2022, 6 months ago. Assumption on V2B, the buy and burn. PulseX 65.33 billion. PulseX, that's 91 million USD used to buy back PLSX on market, burned or moved from supply forever. Maybe you should pay attention. Well said, Jake. Well said. And then I wanted to touch on the PulseX being the top holder of DAI, and I talked about this on the stablecoins AMA as well with Funding Gym and Walrus. Some moves were made. I think some ARB opportunities happened there, and PulseX sacrificed the biggest DAI holder. Now, what can we speculate? I wonder what the SAC address. Is there any magic moves they will make with all that DAI? With regards to even ensuring it has value. We talked about all the stable coins. Of course, they won't have value. If the largest holder of one of the stable coins on Ethereum is a benevolent well, such as the SAC addresses for all the networks, the OA, all that stuff. It's probably a lot of moves, a lot of things. Wonder if they would do something around LP strategies, around pairing, around helping other tokens have value, helping DAI have value. A lot of not expectations to have, but a lot of fireworks possibilities. So that's something that is just, I don't know. I mean, it's amazing. We totally deserve it. This past bear market has been horrible. So we deserve all this bullish and bright future stuff that could be happening. So very, very cool. Very cool. And then let's go into, I'll talk to the chat here in a second. Another advanced Twitter foo. I'll post this in here too, so you guys can play with it if you want. This is just how I'm able to look at stuff from Richard Hart using multiple keywords. You can do dates. You know, if you look at my tweet about how to see Richard tweeting about the Hex launch, there's different date identifiers you can use to do more advanced stuff too. But this is just so, you know, we can talk about the insane amount of work. This is cool. This is kind of names a lot of the big stuff that they're talking about and working on, the PulseChain devs. Amazing amount of stuff, amazing amount of things. And I explained a lot of this in the earlier stream as well, what Terraform is and a lot of the Amazon and EC2 type stuff. Yeah, so this is just how you can look at different keywords and see what, because, you know, sometimes he tweets and he'll do like a multi-thread tweet and you'll only see like one or two, and then maybe he adds them on later. So I know I still go through tweets that I missed before. So just see some of the stuff he talked about. I'm just scrolling for a minute just to see if there's anything interesting to put on there. 2022. Totally integrated future. Yeah. So this is back in January. Hey everyone, the screwed up and sent from exchange things you weren't supposed to or sacrificed to the wrong site. I hear your pleas, and we've got a couple months or so to figure out how to try and bail you out if you screw up. Read into that how you will. That was back in January. You know, you could just chalk that up as 2 more months language, or you could say he was thinking March. He was thinking March or April to do, you know, to get sacrifice balances more finalized for people who sent the wrong stuff. So, yeah, I could scroll here for an hour and look at all the historical tweets, but I was just looking to see if there's anything more recent from this year that I'd missed. But yeah, like the biggest news is PulseX is deployed. And the rest of the stuff I went through in the earlier stream as well, if you want to take a look at that. Before we get into PulseX banging stuff from the new crypto book, check on the Hex price real quick. Let's go to trade view. Let's see. Oh my gosh, we're down 2%. We're down 2%. No, we're down 2%. The sky is falling. We're down 2%. But we're up like 400%. Looks like the low is just under 2 cents there. So you could have bought it on a half, bought it on a half, bought it on a half, you know, all that fun stuff. If you bought anywhere through here, prices as of now seem to be higher than they were 6 months ago. This is much higher than they were a few days ago, a few weeks ago, months ago. So I will leave that there for, actually, I'll leave it on this for a moment because that's a pretty cool screen. And I'll go to the chat. What's going on, everyone? Max, it's back to the chat. Ovidian says it would be cool to release PulseX on. Yeah, you know, that idea's been floating around. I don't know. I think, again, I think Richard is focused on getting PulseChain testnet launched. I think there's a whole bunch of stuff, or at least a few things we haven't seen yet, and he's got in his back pocket. I don't think Richard's showing us his full hand for strategic reasons. For some of the there's fundamentals we don't even know about yet. I would imagine, So doing stuff like launching it on ETH network, part of me can see Richard making a tweet about that and being like, we're gonna save ETH users too, classic language of how he would spin it. But the other part of me is like, I think he's tired. I think, it's been 23, 24 months. He wants to get this thing launched. He wants, faster glory, the better. And lucky for us, trickle down glory. It's good stuff. I like that stuff. I like that trickle down glory. The opportunity to have it, at least. You can make all the wrong decisions and not get anything out of this. You can sell at 2x, not financial best. You can, just ratio trade without knowing what you're doing and just make a bunch of bad decisions. And you can make bad decisions. Just because you have an opportunity doesn't mean you can't mess it up and make bad decisions. So the opportunity for glory is why I'm in this. Richard's ideals are great. I'm RHMaxi for his ideals and his products and this ecosystem. So will he release PulseX on ETH network? I think it's more likely to keep in his back pocket, because let's see, what kind of upgrades could we do? Okay, we can do, if he later likes V3 Uniswap, we could do V3 upgrade. Oh, new PulseX get an upgrade. Bullish, boom, bullish. Right in the middle of bull, 2024, 2025. Boom, bullish, PulseX upgrade. And then it could be like, I don't know, I guess, I wonder, putting PulseX on ETH before launch versus after launch. That's an interesting question too. I'm sure there's a war room where all these ideas get thrown around. Richard with his top generals and devs and stuff. A lot of big brains trying to help you get rich. I love this ecosystem. I love it. It's heating up. It is, Pudding Guru. It is. Ivan says, Icosa is a very low markup coin, easily pop to look at. Icosa is great. I like Icosa a lot. And it's just a wonderful part of the ecosystem, the positive price feedback loop, all the utility and features you can do with Hex, and Hedron, and Maximus, all the derivatives and all the things that just keep you playing healthy games and keep you in a healthy ecosystem. Giving you a chance. That's what I like about the ecosystem. It gives you a chance. It doesn't promise you riches. It points you in the right direction. That's what I like about it. What link site can I get data on screen? Can you be more specific, Pineapple XE? I'll happily share the links that I have posted. If you let me know which one you're looking for. Shout out to Greg the Pet Duck. Airman Somi. He is entertaining and educational. A lot of good streams. I think I watched 2 of his streams today, 2 of his videos. SAC address could buy up Hex and stake it for 55555. Well, it certainly could do that, except I think you added one more 5 on there, and that's okay. It certainly could buy up Hex and stake it for the max left. That is a possibility. Lots of possibilities. PulseX, let's go. That's where we're going, man. We are going to the moon, however you want to interpret that. I think this community is going to the moon. I think all the coins have the possibility of going to the moon as well. Never, ever financial advice. PulseX will surpass everything in crypto, even Hex. Hustle headquarters 360. That's a possibility. It's, I use the analogy. Everyone asks me like, oh, what do you think is better, Hex or PulseChain or PulseX? My analogy is, do you like 2 scoops of ice cream or 3 scoops of ice cream? With PulseChain and PulseX, for example, it's like, it's no matter which one, no matter which PulseChain, no matter which number of scoops PulseChain or PulseX is, you're still getting ice cream. It's still amazing. And Hex is, would you like a banana split or 2 or 3 scoops of ice cream? It's like you're getting a lot of good stuff. So I really don't think it matters. Like that question of like, I know you didn't ask it, but the question of PulseChain versus PulseX versus Hex, the blue chips, they're winning blue chips. So it's all good. PulseX will melt faces. That is the ideal. That's true. Funny thing is everyone thinks PulseChain would do the most in the other way around. Yeah, I've heard arguments both ways. I've heard L1s always outperform in the long term. And then, the fundamentals for PulseX will do better short term. Everything starts and ends with Hex. So all this pumps Hex to the moon. I mean, you can make an argument for any of the coins just doing amazingly. You got to interview Art, man. Here's how I feel about that. I would love to interview RH, but I really don't think it would be useful for him to give me his time to interview. That's what I think about it. It's like, of course, I would be honored if he wanted to, for some reason, come on the show. Of course, that would be the interview of a lifetime, or meet in person, or whatever it was. Of course, but what does he get out of it? Maybe if I had, again, I'm in the community. He wants to do cross collaboration. You don't see him go on Coffee's channel, even though Coffee's got the biggest channel in the community. You don't see him going on K4K, all this stuff. Maybe he will in the future, but he's only went on Hexologist as far as I remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. And he's Hexologist. He's one of the biggest streamers too, and he hadn't streamed for a while, so it made sense. But it's just not, it's just one of those things. It's not like I'm, you're God or something. It's not like that. It's just, I think of, in my Twitter profile, first principles thinker, right? So just for him to come on the show, I'd be like, I'd love to have you on, but I think there'll be many more benefits for you to go on, somebody with 500K subs or some other community or otherwise. Would be honored. I don't know what benefit it would be to him. That'd be amazing though. Definitely would never turn that down. Sounds awesome. What if PulseChain breaks? Well, glad you asked, sir. We're having a testnet v3 that's coming up really soon. We're going to find all those bugs if there are any, and we're going to fix them before mainnet. So the breaking part becomes very unlikely once we do the due diligence. So I think we'll make that very unlikely. Rocket ships. Appreciate it. Let's see. Yeah, what if a meteor hits Earth? I think that was in reference to the PulseChain breaks question. That would be the imaginary horribles that Richard references. Not a stupid question, but there are references to, lots of bad things can happen. We got to manifest the good stuff. We got to do the work that puts the bugs and stuff behind us. Got to smash those bugs. Cord Investor, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you, sir. Man has been on the show twice. Once I interviewed him. Second time he came on for the musician stream with Scott Foster Harris. Fantastic stream. Highly recommend that one. Search RHMax musicians stream, I think. I may have tagged them on the title as well. This is a good time to buy Trio. I don't know what that is. Sacrifice balance. Estimator back up. I don't know. Send me a link and we'll try to, if it looks like a legit link, we'll try to check it out. By the way, Hustle headquarters, we just talked about the RH ecosystem coins. So are you talking about like, maybe you're talking about Maximus Trio. My bad. I thought you were just like talking about some other coin. Yeah, the Maximus perpetuals, the Trio Lucky, Deci, Base. They are, some of them have been at discount up and down, which is funny because fundamentally they shouldn't be at a discount, right? They're based on future value of that, the yield for hex stakes and stuff. So funny to see a lot of deals. I don't know how long that's going to last, but it's been lasting for a while, funny enough. Let's see. Back for more. Welcome back, Davis. Good to see you. Yeah, we're about to get in because let's see, what we're at, 25 minutes. Yeah, we're about to get into the meat and potatoes Just wanted to talk to chat because you guys are cool. Yep, that's right. Vidian. PulseChain is priority. Welcome, Gabe. Welcome. PulseX is on steroids. That's called pumpamentals, sir. We have the best in this ecosystem. You are correct. Really done? Well, I'll just flash back here to the tweet from Richard, which says it's deployed. Done. If you define done as the code is complete and it's been tested, and you would think the code has to be complete and tested for it to be deployed, I would think that done would equal those things. So as far as I know, AMM bot though, so that's different though. PulseX is, it's where you trade the coins, that platform. The AMM bot is going to run, hasn't been run yet. So he says here that ratio repair, aka fixer bot, hasn't been run yet. So that part is not, but the PulseX platform seems to be done. Link for PulseChain and PulseX for all info. Are you talking about, again, can you be a little bit more specific? I just want to make sure I get you the right information. Are you talking about this one? I'm going to put this one in the chat just in case. Let's see. Scroll through real quick. Any more questions? And then I will get to some of the fundamentals. What's up, Steve? Good to see you, man. Why not isn't the real ETH pegged on PulseChain? I'm not sure what that means, Samo. Oh, wrapped. Why isn't the real ETH or the wrapped ETH pegged on PulseChain? I don't know. I don't know from that particular question. Let's see. Desi and Polly are the best buys today. Good information. I believe you. Not even gonna look, but I can believe that. Polly is. So Polly was originally supposed to be HSI backed token, right? And then the bug happened, and then it fell back to, well, we're just going to be a big Hedron stake. I'm like, that sounds amazing too. So even though the worst case you turn into something cool, it's like you got something really cool. Worst case you turn into next coolest thing. Poly is very underrated. I don't think a lot of people are not paying attention to Poly, but Maximus guys, they do good stuff. We launch in We launching this year. Fast show. We launching this year. I hope we're launching this year. Certainly hope so. All right, everyone. Let's get to the final countdown. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da. So this is, I'm going to drop the link for Cryptographics and Vince's book. We just had another Hex book published. So I'll bring up it on Amazon as well. You can get a hard copy or a paper copy or a Kindle copy, any kind of copy you want. It's by Cryptographics, and I believe Crypto Vince had a hand in it as well. Crypto Investing Practical Handbook. Please go leave a very honest review. If you have read this or want to help, please go write an honest 5-star review. Get this book trending. We need all the Hex and PulseChain books trending. This covers PulseChain, PulseX, Hex, Hedron's in there, Icosa's in there. Amazing stuff. Imagine how many nerds who want to do something cool in crypto, but they don't know how, and they haven't heard about our community. Mindshare. Who did I hear talking about today? Funding Gym. I was watching Furu's stream with Funding Gym. Heard him talking about Mindshare and how Bitcoin has the mindshare in crypto. Ethereum has the mindshare in crypto, that kind of stuff. We need more people to have Hex. We need more mindshare for Hex. We need Hex to be in people's minds. PulseChain to be in people's minds. PulseX, of course. We need that mindshare, and that happens over time. That's network effect, virality, all that stuff. And putting materials out like this gets us more of that mindshare for people. So please go support these guys. Get your copy. You can also download a free copy on the website. But if you want to support them, if you want to have something nice on your bookshelf, please go check it out, because they cover a lot of hard work, a lot of good stuff in this. And we want to support our community, and they definitely deserve it. So give me one moment and we will get into the book of PulseX. So what is PulseX? PulseX is a decentralized exchange built specifically for PulseChain, which will have a native token called PulseX. PulseX grants holders some unique benefits when holding PulseX. It will be the most liquid DEX on PulseChain with the cheapest fees to transact, meaning it will be the most competitive and user-friendly place to swap a variety of tokens. Part of the transaction fees built into PulseX facilitate a special feature called buy and burn, cha-ching, which helps support PulseX's price. Users can also stake PulseX plus other select assets, either in pairs or single-sided, to earn an incentive token. There are also ways to earn fees through liquidity providing. PulseX is designed to be a DEX that dominates PulseChain, as they're both created by Richard Hart, who's also the founder of Hex. So just that's just kind of an introduction. Really good graphics and stuff. I imagine how much time Steve and folks spent on this. So, what is liquidity providing? Visualizes that. Amazing stuff. I'm not going to read everything for you, but highly recommend you check this out if you have any doubts on how liquidity providing works. I've started doing a little bit of LP stuff, positions myself, as things are heating up in the market. And it's amazing. It's, if you want to learn a lot about liquidity providing too, search RHMax liquidity providing. There's part 1 and 2. Part 1 was with Stoic from 0x Coast and Sam Stolt. Both know a ton about this. And then part 2 is with Crypto Sloth, which also, is all about LP. So those 2 are the videos from my channel I would recommend if you want to learn about liquidity providing. 2 of my favorite streams, but this is a great chart too in the book that shows you about it. Also talks about impermanent loss, one of the key principles, of course, which is, that when people are, I'm not going to explain about permanent loss, you can read about it, but very cool stuff. Yield farming. So yield farming, sometimes referred to as liquidity farming, is the act of staking LP tokens that a user receives from liquidity providing act of taking LP tokens that a user receives from providing liquidity and staking, aka locking them through the DEX's smart contract to earn passive yield. This is similar to Hex, except users can add more of their stake or even withdraw their coins at any time without penalties. So currently on testnet, the reward token for yield farming on PulseX is called the incentive token, but it may have a different name when PulseX or PulseChain goes live. By staking your LP tokens, you're able to earn extra yield on top of the fees that your LP position is generating. There will only be a limited selection of LP tokens available for yield farming at any given time, so this feature may not be applicable to some LP pairs. Again, diagram of yield farming, basically just how it's explained, put in pictures. Very cool stuff. They're using Hedron and Hex pairs as an example. Very cool. So the most liquid exchange. Liquidity refers to the ease of which digital assets can be exchanged for one another and the impact that trading has on the price. Higher liquidity means more total assets are available, and lower liquidity means less assets are available to be exchanged. This also applies between crypto and fiat concerning centralized exchanges and at the ease of which you can swap for your country's local currency. Higher liquidity helps minimize the concept known as slippage, which is the movement of price that occurs whenever a trade happens. Hence, lower liquidity means higher slippage and users get less coins per trade. Since PulseX will be the most liquid exchange on PulseChain, users should experience the best trades with the least slippage versus any other DEX. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see what other DEXs will be on PulseChain. And Friday, I'm going to be doing a PulseChain project stream with Nate Mintz. Used to be Nate Stakes, now it's Nate Mintz. And I'd be curious to check the Pulse hot list to see if anyone else is even trying to make a DEX, or if they're just like too bonkers in love over PulseX to even try. So let's talk about the buy and burn. Whenever a user swaps tokens using PulseX as the DEX, they're charged a 0.29% transaction fee by the PulseX smart contract. The majority goes to compensate liquidity providers, but 21% of that 29% fee is used by the smart contract to purchase the native PulseX tokens directly from the DEX and then burn those tokens out of existence forever. In crypto, burning refers to transferring crypto to a wallet address that no one has access to, effectively shrinking and circulating the supply of the token. This function will slightly pump the price of PulseX every time it happens and has the effect of making the token more scarce over time. And here is the buy and burn flowchart. Beautiful, beautiful. So this covers single-sided staking as well, which will be interesting depending on V2 versus V3, I believe. I don't know. It's hard to say too. I mean, maybe there's other features that Richard has been working on in the background. We won't know until we see it running on V3. Yep, reward token as well. Don't want to go too much into this. Limit orders. It's funny how like liquidity providing is so many parallels with limit orders. Kind of like you put the range in which you want to fill orders, but you're providing the liquidity for it, and then they can get hit or not, and all this stuff. It's very, very interesting when you look into liquidity providing. So, in summary, PulseX is designed from the ground up to be a premier DEX on PulseChain, both designed and founded by Richard Hart. There may be many new features added in the future as both PulseX and PulseChain have yet to be released. This means we've yet to see the full potential of what this new independent crypto ecosystem has to offer. It's possible the PulseX may even replace Uniswap as the most popular DEX in crypto. Whew, that'd be nice. Leading users of other blockchains to flock over and check PulseChain out. Holders of PulseX and PLS will stand to benefit from all the activity going on, most notably from the deflationary nature of both coins. PulseChain TBD on that. It may be effectively deflationary based on some, the burning and stuff with Ethereum, but I think, we'll have to see on that too. Very, very good stuff, man. Big shout out to Cryptographics for publishing it, doing the work, being an asset to the community, putting all this stuff together. Again, please go buy the book. Please go review the book. Leave your most honest rating. It's probably going to be 5-star though. Imagine if you like the content. So great stuff. So, let's go back to chat before we wrap up. How'd you like that audiobook of the crypto investing handbook? Just wanted to read a little bit, and so it has chapters on Tex, Hedron, Icosa, PulseChain, PulseX, at least those. So if you want to learn more about these complicated products, some more complicated others around Hex and the PulseChain, recommend you check it out. We guess. I don't have any base behind it. That's true. I remember they had one site, PulseX, sacrifice info, everything. Oh, that's I might be able to help you with that. Let me think. Isn't that there's a place where you can look for sacrifice totals for a lot of this stuff. Let's see. Sacrifice totals. Isn't it like is it PulseX lead? Yeah, I think PulseX lead. You can check the SAC totals for a lot of different projects. Oh, that's PulseX lead. Oh, okay. No, this is for PulseX, but yes, I mean, this may be what you're looking for too. I'll drop it in the chat. And then there's another one that has a lot of different tokens on it. Let's see if I just type in like Mintra. sacrifice totals. Xpulse.info. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. So yeah, if you go to sacrifices, so if I just type in PulseX, what would happen? Yeah. That seems to, I don't know if their data on other projects versus PulseChain PulseX is more accurate or not, but I've never actually looked at it for PulseX. I've used it for other projects. For example, Mintra. You can see there's $10 million sacked. You can see the top 500 sacrificers. Whoa, somebody did 4 million there. Top 2 are wildly different. Somebody believes in NFTs platforms. Let's see. That's a good site too. Actually, I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this to go through Friday on the PulseChain project stream. Thank you for asking that question. That'll be good to go through too when we go through the other projects ones. I feel like that's a useful stream. I usually don't do these ninja just off the top of my head streams, but I kind of had momentum from the PulseChain one earlier, dev playing. So yeah, hopefully get some value out of it. Cool. So I'll leave that up there. I'll put it on this one so you can just kind of see. Oh God, go away. Yeah, interesting. So you can see what it looks like. Looks like May for mainnet. That would be classic if we did mid-May for mainnet. I wouldn't mind that at all. Got a trial this week. Great to catch a break for some good steak and good streaming. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, Steve D. I hope to see you in a couple weeks at our event. Very, very cool stuff. And then I got to do poker night sometime. And hopefully we'll hit up dinner after the event as well. Dinner. All the good places. Yeah, I should drink. I haven't drank at all. Funny, when I do solo streams, I barely drink anything from my cup. But when I'm doing interviews and stuff, I feel like I drink several times. Maybe I think I just get busy talking, I guess. Okay. Go through the questions and wrap up here. Come up on the 3/4 hour that I plan to do. How much percentage per transaction can I earn? Uniswap pair for LP provider. Which pair is the best? I don't know off the top of my head. There you can percentage. So if you just go to app.uniswap.org and you go to I forget which button it is, but provide liquidity, do position, whatever. And then you can see what percentage you can earn of fees and what range you provide, how often it's going to get hit. There's some tutorials too. And again, RHMax liquidity providing AMA. Search that. Both 1 and 2 are great. 2 might have more demos in it, but 1 is a lot of great information too. How many PulseX are minted? I don't know. It's got to be like 1 trillion or something like that. I'm sure there's somebody asked about the sacrifice totals. Let's see. Sacrifice checker. Is this it? This is the PulseChain one? No. Doesn't the Fiat app have this? Fatty? Do they have? Let's see. No. Yeah, I don't know. So you can search for the Godwell stuff. You can look at, so if we look at the Godwell's wallets and holdings, if you want to look at something bullish, look at the Godwell's wallet. This dude is stacked. And he tends to Has he ever sold? Someone let me know if he's ever sold. I don't think I've ever heard of Godwell having sold any. I'm not saying he hasn't, but I've never heard of it. And I feel like that would be big news. So he's known to be very benevolent as far as I'm concerned. And just look how much he has. Wow. 42. Oh, so bullish, so bullish. Yeah, I don't know. There's a sacrifice checker thing that probably has some numbers somewhere, but I'm not sure. All right, everyone. If there's no other questions, yeah, get the questions in because I'm going to call it a night. I think some of the questions already got answered in chat. Oh, I didn't go through everything here. Okay, yeah, I did most of them. How much X will PulseX do? I don't get predictions, but lots of people sacrifice lots of money and have lots of skin in the game to make sure we have a very successful launch for years to come. So I think it would be hard if you're able to hold on and not bet and just, it's like the Charlie Munger. You don't need to make good decisions. You just need to avoid bad ones. If you're able to avoid making bad decisions and hold on to your coins, in the past, it has worked out. As long as you don't buy a scam, it has worked out in the past. You look at any chart of any coin that's not a scam, people that held on the longest and were held on for a while and avoided making bad decisions did very well. So that's what Matt can fly high says 100, 300x. So if you're looking for predictions, Matt can fly high is that's too low. This community, you guys are great. You guys are great. Yeah, we're looking for the 10,000x meme. We're looking for it. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. Yes, let's do it, Steve. Sounds good, man. It's been a while. Poker's fun. Poker is fun. Get some more money to buy Hex. That'd be an interesting prize if the prize was Hex in the poker instead of cash. I mean, I think everyone, cash would be easier, obviously, and you can go buy. Maybe you have to make a promise you're going to go buy Hex with the cash or something. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Anyways, Pac-Man, you were the last comment. This coming bull market, BTC will do 140, 200K, and think what Pulse will do. If BTC does a 5 to 10x, then you said it. 100x easy, 500x, 2K. Bright future for this ecosystem. Bright future. Everyone, I'm gonna call it a night. Come to open mic tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern time, 3:30 Pacific. I'm gonna call it a night. And I wish everyone mad gains, Scivive, and 5555, everyone.